Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to make some bingo cards for Bastille Day, which falls on July 14th. It's the French National Day, and it relates to the storming of the Bastille, which was a prison stroke fortress in Paris, which was stormed in 1789. So I'm using software called Bingo Card Printer, which you can download from the bingocardprinter.com website. Software is compatible with all recent versions of Windows on the PC or laptop, including Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7 and Windows 8. When you start the software, you get a screen that looks something like this at the start. So I'm going to say create new bingo card project, and I'm going to start creating my bingo cards. Now the first thing it'll do is it will give me a choice of using a template. So I can start with a blank template and enter my own words, use alphabet, numbers, standard bingo cards. I also can have these theme templates. So for example, I've got history templates, American Civil War, American Revolution, ancient Greece and so forth. Holidays, so 4th of July down Canada Day and so on. This particular version hasn't got a Bastille Day built in as one of the templates, although I understand that will be added in a future version. I will create my own Bastille Day template of bingo cards from scratch. So the first thing I do is I go to the simple, and I'm going to choose the blank template. I either double click on it or just click on it and click OK. And now I can start entering words relating to Bastille Day. So my first word will be Bastille. Military parade, obviously it's famously held in Paris on Bastille Day, France, 14th of July. 1789, which was the date when the Bastille 89 was actually stormed. 1880 was which is the first official celebration of Bastille Day. The military parade starts at the Arc de Triomphe. Obviously you could enter your own words, but I'll use my phrases here. The Concorde, it's a public holiday. The King of France at the time was Louis the 16th, and the prisoners in the Bastille were held by this secret royal indictment called lettres, cachet. And what else can we say? I spelled this right. Benjamin, you might have to look this up. Raspail, I think, was the man who proposed the Bastille Day holiday in the 19th century. It's a feast, and the President of France observes the Bastille Day. And what else we have? Fireworks. So I'll stick to 16 items. Now you can see here I've got a sample bingo card with the words that I typed in the same order as I typed it in. Now I haven't actually got enough to fill out a 5x5 card. I could enter more and more words until I do, but what I'll do is I'll just make a smaller bingo card, which is the little trick I'll do just to make it easier for me to complete the card, because I don't actually know that much about Bastille Day. I'm not an expert on it, but if you were an expert or you had more time, you could create more items on your bingo card. Also, you'll notice the words here are in the same order. This is only a sample, so the real bingo cards will contain the words in a different order, different every single bingo card. If I do want to see them in the alphabetical order, for example, I can sort them. And there are also tools for adding new items, deleting items, moving the items around and so forth. I've already shown you how I can change the bingo card size, so I can make smaller bingo cards or bigger bingo cards. Obviously I haven't got enough to fill out a very large bingo card here. I can also choose whether or not to have that special free space square in the middle of the card if you look there. But I'll do a 4x4. There's no free space option in that because there isn't a middle square when you have an even number of squares. I can also change the whether or not to have the heading. I could change the text of the heading as well if I wanted to. Maybe let's put the heading as 1789, for example. And I can change the fonts and colours as well. So let's try some examples of changing the colours. Obviously the French flag is red, white and blue, so maybe we'll make it we'll make the squares, let's make it blue with white background, and we'll make the heading, sorry, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? Blue text and a white background. We'll make the heading a red background with white text, and we'll make the lines blue, just for example. So there's my coloured bingo card. If I had more time or I wanted to mess around, I could try different kinds of colour and so forth. But I'll say I'm happy with that example. I'm now ready to print. So I'd look at the options here which are related to printing the bingo cards. The first option here is called print call list. That tells the software it wants to print an extra sheet with this list of words in a random order. If you're a bingo card caller in the classroom, you're the teacher, you're taking a lesson on the Bastille Day, it's very useful to have that printed reference to refer to. If you don't want it, you can simply turn it off and it won't print it. I'll leave it on so you can see what it looks like. Obviously, if you don't print one, you could simply draw the names out of the hat, or there is actually a feature in the software where it will actually pick items one at a time, which I'll show you later on. Second option here is how many bingo cards to print per page. I can put more than one bingo card on a page if I want to save paper. So for example, I can put up to 4 on a page. If I'm doing that and I'm printing hundreds of bingo cards or even dozens of bingo cards, I'd only use a quarter as much paper if I did 4 per page. Obviously each bingo card would be smaller and I might have to cut the paper up to give one to each player. I'll stick to 1 for now so you can see clearly on screen what each bingo card looks like. And finally, I can choose how many bingo cards do I want to print. This is the real power of the software here. You can put in as many as you want, up to 9,999, and every bingo card will be different. If you need to produce lots of bingo cards quickly, it's very, very easy to do so. Let's put in 100 just as an example. Normally now I just go and do print. I'll do print preview so you can see what it looks like on the screen. First page here is my call list of words in random order. And then the second page is my first bingo card. I'll zoom out so you can see the whole card. And I've just got 1 per page, as I mentioned. If I go to the next page, you'll see the second one. And every bingo card there is different, all hundreds of them. So that's basically how you can produce Bastille Day bingo cards very quickly. One last thing, as I mentioned, there is an option in the software that you can use an alternative to the call list, where the software will help you choose items one at a time. You just say call game. Software chooses one of the words from the list, displays it in large text here, and it shows you the current item is chosen or any previous items on the left hand side. So when I click next, I'll get a new word, and the new word is now top and the previous item is second, and so on and so on and so on. So that's it. The software is called Bingo Card Printer. Website is bingocardprinter.com. If you go to the website, there's a free trial version which you can download and try out for free. And if you like the software, you can upgrade to the full registered version, which is what you can see in this video, which allows you to do everything you've seen in the video and a lot more besides. So I hope you enjoyed it. Go to the website, download it, try it out, and I think you will like the software. Thank you.